Alright, hello everyone, it's Opposite here, and I'm finally back after about 6 months of a break. Took quite the time off, haven't I? But as said, I'm finally back, and in the meantime, I managed to build myself a new computer. And what this will mean is that I'll be able to record, firstly, more frequently, and secondly, potentially more games than just Minecraft. And that's exactly why I thought to myself we could play some scrap mechanic together today. But before we start, I would highly recommend you to join my Discord server. The link is down in the description below. What we do there is there's different polls regarding the channel. You can also talk to me as well as other people in the community, and you also get the opportunity to participate in different contests and also multiplayer events. But now back to the game. Firstly, what is scrap mechanic? Well, it's sort of like it's based around logics, which is basically the same thing redstone is based on. And so that's why it won't be too unfamiliar. But this is literally the first time I started this game, so it will be a brand new experience for both of us. Unless of course you already played scrap mechanic, then I will be the newbie here. As said, it's pretty much, or not pretty much the same, but very similar to redstone in that you have things like switches, which are levers, and probably like lights. Here. And what you can do is place those two things next to one another, connect them up like this, and then you can press E to activate this lamp. But where it already goes beyond what we're able to create with redstone is that those two things don't even have to be next to one another. This works just as well. But a different aspect where it shines is in how we are able to create movement. And there are 2 or 3 ways I know of. First of all, we have a piston that's quite familiar from redstone. However, we are able to adjust the range as well as the speed it extends at. And there's also a thing known as controller, but I'll talk about this one later. We also have bearings, which basically create rotational movement, but you can't hook it up directly to a switch. You need something known as an engine, and you hook it up like this. You put the switch, you hook up the switch into the engine, and then the engine into the bearing. You can change the rotation the bearing rotates, and in the engine itself, you can set the speed. There are 2 types of engines, a gas engine and an electric engine. And I'll explain the difference later when it comes to it. And I'm also not quite sure if I myself understand the difference. But the third way we can handle movement is with thrusters. So if we set this bearing to free floating, if a bearing isn't hooked up to anything, then it's free floating. And if you put a thruster here and then connect it up like this, it does what you would think it would do. And you can also adjust the speed of the thruster. But then the other thing I want to talk about is the controller. And what the controller is able to do is create sequences for bearings and for pistons. So let's say it starts at 0, then extends to 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, and 4 blocks. Except we don't want this connection anymore. And let's do it a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. And such a controller can control many different things at once. I don't know how many, but I know it can. It can handle a few things at once. For example, this piston and this bearing. The other thing I want to talk about is the dedicated logic gate block, and also a timer. The logic gates block is what you would think it is. So basically a way for you to process different inputs. You have things like AND or XOR, and also NAND, NOR, and XNOR. And we can do this in Minecraft, but of course not with one single block. And just to show you it works, get the light again and hook it up here. So right now we are set to AND, so we have to turn both of those guys on for the light to go on. There's also OR, so any of those or both. XOR, one input has to be on, the other one has to be off. And of course the inversions both have to be on. Not exactly. The light is on unless both gates are turned on, and OR, the light is on unless one or more are turned on, and then the inversion of XOR. So this is all pretty cool, but what I thought we could do today is make a train, a monorail train. So this is going to be quite exciting, and I'll probably derp a lot, and it's probably not going to be the best train you've ever seen, but I'm hoping it will work. How I imagine it to work is that we would have a rail like this, a 3-wide rail. So first of all, how I imagine this to work is that we'll have wheels on the top of this as well as on the side of it, and so that it kind of slides across the rail. Right, to start with, I think we'll put 3 wheels like this. This goes there, this goes there. We connect it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And why I talked about these suspensions is because I want to put them here, so that the wheels are kind of pushing against the rail, and what those suspensions will allow us to do is also have some turns. So then I think we'll put 2 wheels right here, and then we also need to do the same on the other side. The tricky thing is that in Minecraft you place blocks with the right mouse button, but here you place them with the left mouse button and break with the right mouse button. So I will break some blocks unintentionally, I already know that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Then we need to copy the same thing a few blocks away from here. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put the suspension to 1, it just retracts all the way. So I think 2 might be nice. I really like the fact you can do this. It's usually up and down arrow, but I have bended my mouse so that in Scrap Mechanic those 2 side buttons are up and down. And this is already a strong start. Let me get this off here, put it here. go below the ground. What I find quite cool is that you have 3 different item bars. I'll have to get used to it. Yeah, we have an electric engine and a gas engine. What I think those are is, an electric engine will probably output the exact same strength all the time, while a gas engine will slowly increase and decrease its speed as you turn it on or off. And what you also have is some seeds, like this, except it's an even number. Yeah, that won't bother me. We also need a switch and a controller. I'll put the controller right here, I suppose. Oh, here works. And then I need my binding tool. I want to bind this to here and then that controller to all the pistons so that we can fix our vehicle on the rail. All the pistons will start on 0 and then they will go to 1. Are the suspensions on 2 though? No, those aren't. Those are, and those are. Great. And what I also know is that you can connect buttons to your seat, and then you can activate the switch with the number 1. Here it says what number it is. And we can also bind this to the engine, and the engine will automatically make the wheels go backwards and forward when you press W and S. However, for my final build, I will probably want to have double bearings here, which are done like this, so that I can manually let it go forward and backwards without me pressing W and S. And set it to whatever, probably like here. And I think that's already a good start. And let it fall down. We'll sit in this vehicle. Press 1. And it works, but it's quite slow. Let's see how far we can go without it being crazy. Yeah, that totally works. Then I was thinking, are there any wedge pieces? So that we could create turns. There's something like this. But I want to go with those guys. Alright, there are none. But that's not bad, because the other idea I had is to have a little gap here. And then connect this to the ground, obviously. Is this already connected? I can't tell. Let me take the hammer. It's connected. And so the first test I want to do is to see if we can even have a gap like this. Then we will be able to put those on a bearing and then turn them a little so that the train basically turns. What this setup will also allow us to do is have customizable turns. That's how you want to handle the turning as well as autopilot. And here you go. Out to the vehicle. Will this work? Great! So now the idea would be to put a bearing here and then do the exact same thing, except that we will put a controller probably here or somewhere. Connect it up with the binding tool and set it to, let's say, 30 degrees or minus 30 degrees. Let's go for 45. Maybe too big a turn. Let's start small. Let's go for 15. QQ. here. Looks just about right. Then we'll do this, and that, and this, and that, this, that. Will this work? Kind of. Kind of. We might need to put the suspensions up. How will this work? Put a block down here. And get the welding tool. Do this. And then we can go here and change this to 15. And then we can probably put another block here. Take our lift and spawn the railing. And then set this to, for instance, -15. Hop in, press 1 and go. If this works, then we have a functional design. A bit on the short side. And well, it does work. The rails there do some weird stuff. Going to those two up, and this will be our new rail system. Right, now we want to connect this to the ground. I will have another one here. So, spawn rail version 2 here. Sledgehammer. Connect up like this. Press this switch. This should technically lock in place, though it still has place for movement, which is probably where it will fail. This whole idea. We could do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We have things known as sensors. But those are able to sense colors. Let's say 2. And then we could probably be able to do this. It works. And now say 50. Boom. And what if we were to do this? There, it went through. Let's see also, let me increase the speed. It works absolutely great, except the speed is a bit too fast, we are a bit too lightweight. Let's paint it green, just so I remember. Green. I have an absolutely brilliant idea. We could put the sensor. We could put the sensor here. And also do the same on the back. Now, if it detects a green block and 2 blocks from it off, right? 2. Then we could get the thrusters. And let's see. Will we stay upright? It's better than it was beforehand. Now what if we were to increase these to the topest notch, the very top? Actually, it worked out way better than expected. So, boop, boop, boopity, boop. Hey! It's actually working better than expected. So in between the cutscenes, I extended the rail all the way to there, and it's all connected up using those pistons, and well, it works. But already now, this rail introduces a lot of lag when you spawn this creation on the rail, which is quite depressing. It's quite depressing. I could probably redo the whole rail as one object only thing. But it works. The rail works. But as said, there's quite a lot of lag here. And what I also found out, that's why the other creation is also here, is that increasing the suspension only helps out with the stuff a lot. This one has the suspensions all set to 4, this one has the suspensions all set to 12. And this one almost never has to use its thrusters. And it can go at full speed, which it's doing right now. And I also changed the throwing to buttons so that I could technically control it using some logic blocks. But then again, the lag is just unbearable. Part of the reason is probably the rail, the other part is I suppose the suspension. The suspension constantly trying to push against the rail. But yet other proof that it just won't work is well, I built this monstrosity basically just built around this. This guy has suspension on 4, but that won't change anything. The lag is just way too bad. Way too bad. This one also has a little button right here. After pressing it, some stairs pop up, and it would all be really cool if the lag didn't exist here. But I really don't want to give up on this, so what I thought we could do is make a hover train that would hover around the rail. I guess reducing the contact between the train and the rail could probably deal with the lag. And if that doesn't work out, then we could continue until my next project, which is quite similar, but yeah. Hover train it is, I guess. But unfortunately, this is already more than what I have time for today. I quickly wanted to apologize for the bad compression in the previous parts of the video. It's all good now, but I've just forgot to check my recording settings. I still hope the video was good despite the poor compression, and if it was good, then please make sure to give me a like button, tell me in the comments down below what I could improve, and subscribe to see the next video, which will include and more. But I said this is everything for today and probably everything for this world. See you later. Hey! The luck is gone now.